Hello, everybody. This is the Collector, and this is the Collector Paint and Chill stream number 27. I am the Collector, and we've got a guest here, Mr. The Chad Nabors. How's it going, man?
Doing really well, sir. How are you doing? And hello to everybody out there watching.
Oh, you know me, man. Just painting stuff and pissing people off on the internet. Same old, same.
Well, it's impossible not to do that on the internet, no matter how hard you try.
Right. Well, I don't even try not to. It just kind of happens. But alrighty. Well, so let's see. What will you be working on today?
Man, I am slowly, painfully, miserably grinding through this incredible Eisenbach ultra heavy tracked mech for Steel Rift, doing up with a kind of a tasty general purpose camo palette in a sort of a takeoff of the old Berlin Brigade camo scheme, on that blocky kind of camo. So I have not made very much progress since I started my YouTube journey. So yeah, slowly getting through it.
Good.
I appreciate that.
You wanna plug your website and your channel and all that?
Certainly, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Anybody that's watching, come look me up at The Chad Nabors on YouTube and thechadnabors.com. That is my blog, and I'm also making inroads onto TikTok. Heaven help me. And Instagram and all the other usual suspects out there on social media. X, Rumble, we're getting there.
Awesome. And you're also soon you're going to be doing the next Paint Roulette Invitational.
Yes, the Paint Roulette Invitational. Anybody out there that if you're in a little hobby rut, you just want to have some fun with the guys, challenge yourself a little bit. You pick a micro scale mini, your choice, Battletech preferred, of course, but a micro scale sci-fi mini of your choice. You'll get assigned a random theme, a random palette, and then you've got to interpret that how you wish. Everybody shares their results at the end, and then we'll have a raffle drawing for some prizes graciously provided by Robert Ash at Fortress Minis and Games, proud sponsor of the PRI. And I'll be announcing for that in just a week or two. Watch my YouTube. Anybody wants to get in on that, I'll make an announcement video.
I'll be watching. I'm going to be watching.
You better be in there.
Oh, yeah, sir.
No excuses.
I never do. How'd you get that like blocky desert camo on there? Was it all just hand painted, or did you use like a putty or masking tape?
No. Hand painted. My adventures with using any kind of masking at this scale has been fraught with agony and pain. I typically avoid it. Just hand painted. Just hand painted all.
Same. I have the same problem with trying to do camo and 6mm with like baby masking tape and stuff like that. You're pretty much better off just trying to hand paint everything. And I know a lot of people try and they feel really bad about their results, but it's really nothing to feel bad about, especially with this scale.
No, it's not. And I get the urge, like, no, I need to have this line work perfect and this fidelity high. I understand it. And it's just a matter of practice. Like, you could go through it by hand so much faster and ultimately better than you could just grinding through it, trying to mask it off. The only exception I've found is if you're doing like a really large macro pattern over the whole mech. I've seen guys use putty to good effect, but never like stencils or anything like that. So, or at least I haven't been able to pull it off. I would love to see somebody do it like pixel camo on a 6mm mini. I'd love to see someone pull it off, but
I've seen people do it.
So far, no dice. Oh man,
I know. I've been perusing TBL Hobbies' channel, his Discord, and I think he's working on. And he uses oils, and he was working on some digital camouflage. It's crazy how tiny those little pixel apps are. But,
yeah, that's a whole nother level.
yeah, this is more of a simple scheme. Like all the patterns here are hand painted, but it's like big. They're like big apps. I'm going for
Yeah, very cool.
that old clicky tech wolf's clan wolf clicky tech, the brown, gray, and white. But these are just the base coats right now.
Nice.
Once this first really light wash that I'm giving it, it's like 50-50 distilled water and black wash from Procryl.
Okay, cool.
Once that dries, I'll go back over with the grays and the browns, like a lighter brown, and then ultimately I'll do another wash, and it'll look more gritty and kind of like used and abused, but still clean on some parts. It's a unique little style that I've done for our friend Ian, our friend Terrapond.
Oh, very cool. Is this a commissioned piece for him?
Yes, sir.
Most excellent.
Yeah, he really likes his Wolf Empire guys. I like some of the lore on Clan Wolf and the Wolf Empire stuff. I think it's neat that they win the war on Terra and they beat the crap out of Jade Falcon. Finally, after who knows how many years that's been like teased.
At long last. The only thing, I'm not much of a clan guy, as you know, except the Diamond Sharks. Diamond Sharks forever. I know they're Sea Fox now. Don't care. I'm not that far along. Those guys would sell guns to anyone.
Yeah.
I can admire that. I can admire it. The only thing I don't care much about, like I get it, the wolf, Clan Wolf and Wolf Empire, all that. It's like, oh, they're the Mary Sues, they're this, they're that. Fair, maybe that accusation has some teeth, but I just like seeing the Jade Falcon people upset. Like I live for that. That is, I will admit to savoring their misery. I know I shouldn't.
Why is there why do you have hate for the Jade Falcon people? What did they do?
I don't even mind the Falcons. Everyone's like, Malvina was a monster. It's like, that's probably fair. But it's like the Jade Falcon players are they're a bit too quick to stand for that woman. And it's like, I think you people are messed up. I'm not gonna lie.
They're kind of like orc players from 40K. Like they are the people that like the color green, and they will scream "wah" at a game table when everybody else is just kind of there to have fun.
I don't know, man. All the orc players I've ever met are happy people. They're even happy to get beat as long as the game is fun. Like that. See that? I think that's the ideal way to play 40K is be an orc player. But who can afford it? You need like a $8,000 in boys to get on the table.
Well, you can always just 3D print 40K stuff now.
Yeah, there you go. That's the way to get into 40K. A lot of passionate GW people out there like, no, I won't let any 3D printed stuff be at my table. At least that I've heard around here, if you can believe that. It's like, man, that's kind of hating your fellow man a little bit.
Would you call that passionate, or would you call that more? What's a good word? Bootleg.
Purists. They're pure. Yeah, you said it, not me. I certainly understand. I certainly understand it. If it's an official tournament, it's like, no, you've got to use our stuff. Yeah, fine. Company reserves the right.
Official tournament. Yeah,
of course, it's like it's the name of the game. It's the name of the game. But you gotta have just your fellow players though, and it's like, no, I spent all this money on my 40K stuff. You can't play at our table. It's like, well, I wouldn't let them play if their stuff wasn't painted. That's me personally. That's unpopular opinion. It's like, no, go get it painted.
It's like, damn, you have all that money to spend. You might as
well no time to paint.
Spend some money to at least paint it. Pay somebody to paint it for you.
That's it. I'm gonna send them your way and be like, hey, you need to stop looking like a schlub and get your stuff painted. I know a guy in Texas. He can hook you up. He can hook you up, brother.
I'll paint 40K stuff. I've painted it before. So I don't mind.
That's it.
I don't mind doing 40K stuff for people. I just don't get
Yeah.
any commissions from 40K players because I don't really hang out in the 40K spaces. But yeah, that could be another avenue for creativity. I am surprisingly pretty well employed just painting BattleTech stuff.
That is so great to hear. I admire you guys. I've talked to some of the other guys around the groups. The man, I did that one gentleman I sent to you. I did a huge commission for him a couple of years ago, and that like broke my will to live. And I'm just slow. It did. That was over, man. And when it was over, truly, I had like tears in my eyes of relief. I was like, it's over. Thank goodness. Because my time estimation skills, even well into adulthood here, are horrendous. That part of my brain is completely defective. I'm like, oh yeah, that won't take long. That won't take very long.
And then you start.
Man, something. Months later, 6 months later, I got that thing done. And man, it just broke me. So you guys are like blowing through these high quality paint jobs and making a living doing it. I just Godspeed, man. I have all admiration for you guys. Like I can't do it. Like I would have to charge you guys like $200 a mini. No one's gonna pay that. If they were, I told him starting out. I said, listen, you can get a way better paint job cheaper from someone else. I'm just telling you. He's like, no, I want you to do it. It's like, okay, okay. We settle on a price, and away I went. And I was like, nope, never again. There's just no way for me to make that financially viable, even as a side hustle. Sadly.
Yeah, I had to return a pretty sizable commission money back to my one of my clients because he wanted me to paint a bunch of Infinity stuff. I had never painted Infinity, and I haven't painted any real human like stuff to that degree because the Infinity miniatures, they're not like 40K like almost comic book proportions. They're more 1-to-1 like real human proportions.
Gotcha.
And so when you're painting these things, you see the detail, and they're all metal. And so I'm trying to work these like skin tones and stuff that I had never really done. I had never really done that before. But I told him like, hey, I'll give it a shot. And I gave it a shot, and after I think 4 or 5 months, I was like, I give up. I can't. But like, he's like, just keep working it. I'm like, all right. So I kept working it, and I finished it, but I wasn't happy with my result. And he definitely saw that. Like, the quality was definitely not the same that I do for BattleTech. And I was like, hey, here you go. Here's all your money back. Sorry, I probably need more time. He's like, yeah, don't sweat it, man.
That's all you can do, dude. I mean, that is all you can do sometimes.
Well, he had me paint a bunch of BattleTech stuff after that, and he just sent the money that I sent. He just sent the money back. He's like, here you go.
Oh, good on him. What a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Same guy that I'm doing these for. So.
Oh, super. A happy repeat customer.
Yeah. Him and like one other guy is like my only clients, but good clients, good clientele.
Makes all the difference.
Does. Yeah, I was talking to a couple of other professional painters, and they were telling me how like they hate commission work, like they just can't work like that. Because to them, it's like they just can't be They can't be creative when they're being paid to paint.
Yeah,
yeah. They have a particular style, and they're really good painters too. So, I totally get that. They're like, oh, I couldn't paint. I wouldn't ever be caught dead doing commission work. And I'm just like, well, I like money, so. Well, I'm totally fine with painting shit for people.
Man, here's the bottom line in any kind of artistic, creative. I mean, really any other kind of endeavor. I mean, it could be building furniture, anything else. People are like, well, I'm really good and I love it, but I can't do it under this, or this, diktat, right? Or someone's giving me
Yeah, yeah.
specifications. I can't do it. It's like, well, then what you have is a passion. It will never be a profession. Because what are you doing if you're not some auteur artist, some Andy Warhol type where it's just people buy any kind of stuff you put out, right? Because owning the
Yeah.
thing that you made is this, like you're touching the garment, you're getting the celebrity. Like for the rest of us people, like writers, anybody, like you have to do this thing that other people want you to do, and do it to their specification. That's really the name of the game. Yeah, I get it. How it sucks the fun out of it. Tell me all about it, man. As a writer, I am very accustomed to that, but it's that's just part of it. So no, keep it a hobby. That's fine. I would tell
Well,
anybody just
and that's
keep
the
it a
thing.
hobby.
I don't shortchange myself either. So I used to not charge that much, and that sucks. Like if
Uh huh.
I'm charging like $10 per mini or $15 per mini, which I used to charge that, and but like they would expect, a decent job. And for me, it was just like, yeah, but you're not paying for a decent job. You're paying for me to paint your shit, So now I charge substantially more per mini. And oh, hey, we got a buddy. This is one of my local BattleTech players. What's up, Sauce? How you doing, brother? The sauce has arrived.
The sauce is boss.
The sauce is boss. He is the sauce boss. No, he's a good guy. He's one of our dudes. He was making little 15 millimeter buildings for our 15 mil BattleTech stuff. And,
Super cool.
He's also an Urby-file. He loves the urban mech. So
That's
got
first.
a little he's got a bunch of urban mechs with Goku Dragon Ball Z haircuts. Hairstyle.
Oh my
Super
goodness.
Saiyan. And,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm calling the police.
Good people. We got good people in our group, and he's one of them's good peoples.
That really is a blessing, man. I know, unfortunately, a few guys here in town, they play this or that, these various games, and you can tell they're just so desperate to have people to play with, and the group dynamics are they're challenged, we'll say, and you can tell it's like they're just so frustrated when they get done and they keep going back. I'm like, just quit. And they're like, no, I don't even want to play with. It's like, so what? It's like, don't let this, don't let people contaminate the thing you love. It's like, just give up, just quit. Go find a new group. And they struggle on. They struggle on.
It's not that bad in my store. Like we have people that play 40K. There's a big Magic the Gathering and Pokemon card game table area, and then in the back there's our BattleTech tables, and then there's the 40K and Kill Team tables. It used to just be all Kill Team and 40K, but because I made the BattleTech group there now, like 2 of those tables are permanently ours, at least for the time being. Like with the amount of people that have joined. I just wanted when I started it, I just wanted 2-3 people to play with, maybe 5 at the max, but we've got like 30 fucking people, man. we got 30 people that have signed up to the group. They don't all show up. Like we have like half of them, they play at the other stores, but like the majority of the people that show up consistently, we need like 3 tables most of the time, which is kind of cool. I never imagined that I would ever have a BattleTech group in my life that was this nearby to my house, where I wasn't driving like an hour just to go play.
Right.
And I had time to actually play, because I have to. So even on the days that I can play, I still have to get home before like 4 p.m. just so that I'm not neglecting the children.
Sure, of course.
So but it's great. If I had to play at any of the other stores, I'd only have like 2 or 3 hours to play versus the more reasonable 4 to 6 hours that I can play without really anything bad going to happen. So the Sauce says, is my buddy Sauce, he's like, we're going to take over the store.
That's right. Show everyone the light that is BattleTech. Everyone must play. There are no other games.
Everybody will play BattleTech. Yeah, we've been poaching people from the 40K tables, is what it seems like. Because a lot of the guys coming in are people that were playing Kill Team. And it looks like they might be getting bored of their games. Now we got one guy who I know, he played a lot of like 40K and Legions and stuff. But he plays BattleTech, and he was there when I first started the group, and he would play with me when nobody would show up. But like once more people started showing up, like him and his buddy would play their own thing on another table, and like I'd have my campaigns happening, and we'd be like, yeah, we're gonna take this map. Oh, and we're gonna take this mat. Oh, those buildings, yeah, we're using those now.
But what about us? Sorry.
No, it's great. It was great when we first reserved the one table, and then it turned to 2 tables.
Nice.
Like, is this really happening? Is this real? Yes,
this is real.
It is. It is real. This is real, bro.
No, I am very much
to dry on the units.
I'm very much a pro BT. We've sort of tabled it here recently, as I've told you, for Steel Rift. That has scratched all of the ticked, rather, not itched. It's ticked all the boxes for us on our crunchy mech games. The speed is there.
Scratched your itches.
Yes, it's a little speedier. We got more guys into it because there's still a lot of players, man. They just won't stay engaged that long for something like BT. They just won't. I mean, even like a small game. I can say though, man, BattleTech is like the only game truly I never ever get tired of it. If I could do nothing but that one for the rest of my life, I would be completely content. I just don't get tired of it.
Yeah, what's great is you can adapt it to whatever flavor you feel like playing. If you want to play something more simulation battles, you just play full classic Total Warfare. If you want just kind of a quick tactical war game on the table with no hexes, you play Alpha Strike. And then you can do what we did and write our own tailored rules that sort of take some cool stuff from classic, use the Alpha Strike rules, but modify some things, implement certain things, plus or minus some rules or advanced rules, and then boom, you got like a comprehensive system. And then we use that for our PvE campaign. And then our one of our players that he GMs our PvP game, our PvP campaign. He has his own kind of rules that he tailored around using the Alpha Strike, like the advanced rules and stuff, and we play that too, And both my PvE campaign and his PvP campaign, they feel different because of the requirements and what you can and can't do, but it's all still Alpha Strike, and it's not vanilla Alpha Strike. It's like a modified Alpha Strike with like some homebrew rules, which sort of remove the kind of the shitty parts of Alpha Strike and just leave all the cool stuff that you like, And then of course there's classic. There's classic. We can play classic too, and we have because thanks to the grinder box that we got a guy that does 3D printing. He printed an entire Coliseum, and we do Solaris 7 freaking grinder on a Coliseum with movable walls and shit. Just randomly don't roll a dice and oh no, this wall just went up. Crap! I got line of sight now. Yeah,
that's I think you sent some time back. I think you sent me a picture of that thing, and very impressive. He did a nice job.
Yeah, we didn't have to pay anything for it, so it's amazing. Thanks, Catalyst. Let's see. I got a something else I'm working on in parallel here. This is a night star. I thought I painted a night star before, but I was looking around and I'm like, I never finished painting a night star, and I'm a fan of the night star too.
Yep, night star is a killer.
Hey, what's up, Mike? How you doing, dude?
What is happening, Mike?
Psycho Killer Mike. I think you know him. He's on the Camo Specs Discord, and he's a hobby
awesome.
painter. He plays BattleTech with what's his name? The armed painter, Justin Hall.
Oh, yeah. Probably seen you on his show there before. Hey, cool. Very cool.
He was on there. Yeah, and he goes to Southern Assault, and he does a lot of the competitions and stuff. So he's a really good dude and really awesome painter as well.
Glad to make your virtual acquaintance. I told Bobby Ash I'm going to do my very, very hardest to get to a Southern Assault this year, even just to hang out. He's always swearing he's gonna make me play in that Alpha Strike tournament, and I don't like Alpha Strike. But he's like, we got a classic tournament this year, you know. It's like, oh, well, guess I am without excuse then. Yeah,
they do both. Yeah.
So maybe I'll bump into you down there. I hope I do.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just painting commission stuff, and then also working on a parallel thing for one of my other channels. Oh, and he accepted the invite, so I'm going to add him into the stream here. Hello, mic check.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
All right.
Howdy.
Give me a minute and I can set up my cam. I was eating dinner and watching shows with the family.
Oh, you're good, man. We're just chilling.
Just solving the world's problems.
One painted battle mech at a time.
That's right.
It's better than me. I'm trying to solve my own problems first.
That's what I say. I can't even do that. How am I going to solve the world's problems? Can't even do that.
Don't sell yourself too short.
Yeah. Saw your comment, by the way, how we ended up watching the same movie the same day.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you recommended it. Yeah, Mike, he recommended me to watch a couple movies. He recommended Big Trouble in Little China. I had never watched it.
Oh yeah.
Completely. But dude, that shit was ridiculous, man.
a man of taste and discernment. I can already tell if he's recommended that to you. Kurt Russell
from the very
is a legend.
beginning. I know. Just the level of, like, you wouldn't be able to make a movie like that today. Like, people would get offended, you know. And it's like, but it's funny, but it's that, you know, it's Chinamen and Japanese men, and they're in. It's like Mortal Kombat, kind of, you know. It's as silly as that's the vibe that I got. I got like Mortal Kombat, but like a comedy.
Excuse me, sir. You're in my chair.
You got a little puppy.
Got my wife's panther in my chair.
Oh man.
The chair of purgatory.
We rescued a couple cats about a year and a half ago now. She named this one Houdini because he would hide and he was a pretty big cat then. He was about 6 months old, but he would hide and we just couldn't find him. So she named him Houdini and popped up. But now you can tell he's got some kind of wildcat in him. Because he's huge. He's massive.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's like twice the size of the other cat we have. He's almost, we got a bull terrier mixed dog. He's got like bull terrier and husky in him, and he's like a third his size. So when he sits in a chair, he looks like a grown ass man's ass is in a chair. And, come on, big man.
Yeah, that happened to a friend of mine. Him and his then fiance at the time, now wife. They adopted, what are they called? A Maine Coon cat, like a kitten. And of course, he's like, I don't really like cats. This one's really sweet and nice. And I lost track of him for like 9 months, and I reconnected with him. He's like, yeah, you should see this cat. And it's like, well, send me a picture of it. And it looks like a legitimate saber-toothed tiger, like in the house. I was like, I don't know if that's a Maine Coon, man. Like that looks like a mountain lion to me.
Oh, those things. I told my wife I would love to have one. I just wouldn't want to deal with all the hair on that thing.
Yeah.
But I told her the next animal we'll get down the road, I'm going to get me another Rhodesian Ridgeback dog. I had one when I was a kid, and I love that thing to death.
Oh, yeah, they're cool. Real cool dogs.
They're not cheap, though. Jesus Christ.
Nope. I don't think any pure breeds are anymore. I've seen the prices here on various dogs lately. It's astronomical, like everything else.
Oh, my little spot over here. I got like 5 projects going for other people.
Yes, sir. Same boat.
That's the way it goes. I can't even get this one done for myself, doing all this YouTube nonsense.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying your content, dude. Your videos.
Man, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We need more guys of our ilk to put stuff out there on the internet. Stop being shy and speak on a camera about the stuff that we love.
And do it. It's like, do good. And I tell these guys, man, you and I've had this conversation before. It's like, be the lack of BS that you want to see, And I know that's trite, but it's like it's just that simple. It's like culture this, culture that. Culture this, culture that. It's like, I'm tired of hearing people cry about it. It's like, be the culture. And that doesn't mean be nasty. It's like, be the culture,
Yeah, that's the other problem is the don't be nasty part, because a lot of these people, they love the drama.
Yep, sure do.
They love to cry and complain, and it's like, well, maybe it's better that they don't make any content, because they're just going to keep feeding the fires of whining.
Well, Suge and I have been talking, because he's a friend of mine. We live pretty close to each other. Or CSO Suge. Once I'm accepted, he's wanting him and some of the other guys I've been talking to are wanting to revamp the YouTube page because it hasn't been utilized in a while.
Right.
And we're talking about getting on there and streaming and actually painting again.
Yeah, you should. That's what got me into painting in the first place.
What's the channel?
Flyer stuff.
The camo specs.
Yeah.
Oh, right on. Yeah. Would love to see it, man. It's a great channel. You did some just amazing content on there. All of you guys have.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't gotten anything on there yet. I'm on my 3rd submission.
You're the next generation.
He's still applying, but he's so far along in. Like, I can see Mike being CSL. Like this next application, I can guarantee he's going to be selected.
Yeah, the odds are. I talked to the guys in there, like Papa Chicken and Cracker Box and Warrior Soul. Me and him talk every day. Savage Coyote, he and I talk pretty often. I know the guys. It's just a matter of, hey, this is good enough this time. And I'm not upset about the process. It's a process in and of itself. I've talked to some of them. Some of them they had to do 5 submissions before they got in.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
it is what it is.
There was I forget who it was. I just can't recall. It might not even have been a camo specs artist. Someone's like, man, you should go camo specs, go camo specs. Like, well, number one, it's like, frankly, I'm not on that level and not willing to probably put in the time to be on that level. But I'm glad that it is a process. You know, standards have to be maintained. I know that's a dirty, dirty word to a lot of our culture uh,
Oh, I
here in the
love it.
U.S. these
That's a
days.
great thing.
But
We need more of
yep,
them. We need
standards
more
must be
standards.
maintained.
Yeah. And I mean, with the name, with the tag CSO comes that reputation and that prestige, which is, that's why it isn't attractive. It's attractive to the BattleTech community, and it's interesting how there's people that they don't even really know too much about BattleTech, but they'll know what camo specs is because they'll see the YouTube painting videos, and like they might be like a Warhammer 40k expat that's like just getting into camo, or not camo specs, but BattleTech, and like the first thing they see is camo spec stuff. They're like, hey, these guys paint BattleTech. Hey, this is how they paint. So it's a good vector.
It is, and I maintain that this is very much one of those things where the rising tide lifts all boats. Like, I stepped up a lot of my game, watching camo specs. Like, believe it or not, I used to despise, and I mean despise, doing basing. It's like that was the least fun thing for me on my miniatures. I just didn't do it. I just black out the whole beast. It's like, I look back on myself then, it's like, oh, what a scrub you were. And then it was decals. Then it's like, no, I need to step up my game. I need to do these decals, right? It's like I just wanted to get good or better at least. And same thing, man. People see this stuff taken to a high level, and everyone wants to, or some will rather, they will want to level up, and that improves the entire hobby ecosystem. There'll be more painted minis at more tables. The game will look more appealing. More people will get into it, and it becomes like this reactor. It's like, or no, we can all race to the bottom together, and then be like, why do we even mess with this? Let's just quit and do something else. And I will die on that hill.
Yeah, I had no intention of even trying. I knew about it because I've been in the IP since like '96, right?
Right.
I mean, I was in before like camo specs was like when it was like a book, and I knew about it. Remember the site popping up, seeing the stuff that they put in there, and some of the founding guys, and then I took a 10-year break of it when I went back in the Army. BattleTech, everything. I mean, I'd keep up with lore here and there, books occasionally when I could find them. But I just, nature of my job, I didn't have the time. And then when I got out and moved to North Carolina for my job, found out there was a community for it. And I was like, man, I got so much stuff. Let me see if it even's viable. And then that's when I met a kind of about Southern Assault. I couldn't make it the first year. Got the second year, met Justin, met Eric, met a bunch of people. And then Justin invited me out to do I don't know, I've probably done like 6 or 8 videos with him at this point. And then they saw my painting and they're like, hey, if you do this and this and this, this will do. And I just started picking their brains here and there because I've been painting. I mean, had I not taken that 10-year break, I don't tell them where I'd be at right now. But I've knocked the rust off pretty quick. But then they started talking, hooking me up with all the other guys there. And I just started picking their brains about, hey, how do you do this? How'd you get this look? How would you go about doing this? And just started taking pieces from everybody and incorporating it to what I do. And then they like, okay, now you need to apply. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they'd seen some of the stuff I'd worked on since then. And they're like, yeah, you just submit this. And then I've been sent my 5 in, and now I'm at the point where it's just like, hey, make these little adjustments and you're good to go. So we'll see how it goes.
Nah, man, I'm sure you got it in the bag. I'm looking forward to seeing your stuff up there.
And it's funny. I mean, some people have this idea that some of those guys are unapproachable, but if you talk to them, they'll tell you whatever you want to know. It's not like it's like, from what I understood, there was a few gatekeeper types, and those aren't too much of an issue anymore. I know one of them isn't with the group anymore. I just found out, and on their own volition, they just said for whatever personal reasons they gave, they're just not with the group anymore. But But as far as like giving out knowledge and hey, if you ask them questions, how do you do this or how do you get that look or what do you recommend doing here or there, they'll tell you. It's not like they're holding anything away from anybody. The problem is there's a lot of people that don't want to put that much effort into it, if that makes sense, if that's the right way to say it.
Oh, sure, for sure.
Like even those guys, they're like, hey, there's how we paint that's good enough to be on the tabletop, because if you're going to paint a group of mechs that are going to be handled quite a bit, you may not want to put the extra effort into them to make them like like shelf piece detail, if that you know what I mean.
Right.
They always joke that there's the tabletop standard and the CSO standard. Which one are you going to do more often?
Yeah. Well, it's just like, 40K, you have like display quality or competition quality, and then you have tabletop quality. And
I mean,
like you said, there's people that aren't going to want to put like thousands of hours on a mini that's going to get manhandled all over the table.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. If it's for me, if I'm doing an army for me, so like the one I'm working on for Southern Assault this year is the same paint scheme as one of the ones I'm submitting to CSO. So I'm gonna put the effort into it to make the whole group look that way, because I kind of, once you do a scheme, you kind of got a way to do it pretty quicker than usual. Because once you do it once, you kind of like, okay, this is how I did all this, and I got the one. Well, you've seen it, that dragon I painted.
Yep, I remember.
So I got a Adimoto, an Awesome, an Orion, a Cyclops, a Marauder, and a Warrior sitting right here, done the same way, and I knocked out all the base part of it, all 6 of them, or 5 of them, in probably about 2-3 hours.
Yep.
Now I'm just detailing and lining stuff out and doing all the little. So I'll have a nice, pretty little CSO quality army, I would say, by that time. After I get done with all these little commissions and side projects people have been hitting me up for.
Heck yeah, man. I want to see it whenever you get them done.
One of these commissions I'm working on is for a friend of Robert Ash's, a guy that runs Southern Assault, but he owns Fortress Miniatures and Games. And it's the big man cat from the Kickstarter. I met him I talked to him at Southern Assault this year, and I had no intentions of ever doing commissions, but enough people asked. I'm like, you know what, I could probably, I could do this. Not a big deal. I'm not taking a whole bunch at once. I'm probably only taking like 1 or 2 every couple months or so, and letting them know, hey, I do this on my time. So I'll give you this much time that I'll get it done in, but I'll send you updates and this, that, and the other, and be like, hey, you want me to change something, or is this good? But don't sit there and say, hey, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Or I'll just mail it to you the way it is, and you just find somebody else to finish it.
We were.
Yeah, that's how I.
Dolph and I were talking about that before we got on.
Too.
Yeah,
we were
just talking about it.
Yeah, we were talking about that before you got on here. We were just talking about commission stuff.
Yeah, this one.
I mentioned you, but I didn't. I told you. Oh, your camera's not on though. We can't see it.
Who, me?
Yes, sir. If you're trying to show us something.
Not yet. I'm still trying to fix something right here real quick.
Oh, okay.
I got like a whole new setup. I moved stuff around in my house and stuff. I'll get it on here in just a minute. I gotta actually, this one can't be on camera, so let me move that before I turn that on.
Top secret.
Yeah. Don't be getting in trouble now.
No, it's a project for another group of guys that it's kind of a joke project, and they don't want them to incidentally see it beforehand. So.
Yeah. You don't need to do that.
It's actually kind of hilarious. Let's see.
Yeah, last thing I want is to get anybody in trouble.
It's not that kind of thing. It's just more or less. Here we go.
There we go. Now we got 3 cams. Heck yeah. Let's go.
It's the sickest.
It's
There
hobby
we go.
time.
There we
Yep, we see you.
So this is the one I'm working on for as a commission. Wait, that camera orientation.
Very nice. Look at that.
Hold on a second.
You see that, Chad?
Yeah, man. Coming along swimmingly. I'm over here just clowning my way through it. My panel lining recipe is traitoring me.
There we go. There's the OSL I did on the back.
Yep, I really like that OSL.
That's another element of my game I need to work on that I don't really mess with.
Well, if you do it, I recommend doing it all with the inks because it looks better. It takes a little time, but
Yep.
it looks better.
Yeah, I've heard as much before. I will probably do exactly that when the time comes.
I'm working on one that I'm gonna assign to a shop. But
I've done that with lots of glazing.
there's the Archangels, Avante Angels I'm working on for Bobby.
Very cool.
It's about 80% done. I'm doing a lot of glazing and blending on here before I darken it up some more. Here's the ones I was telling you about. Getting them all ready to do some dry brushing and before I get all the red on there.
Looking good. Looking good, man.
It'll be look something like this when I'm done. That's one of my submissions.
I like the mini diorama stuff you got going on.
Yeah.
Jay Brussels, he likes to post a lot of those 3D printed mini dioramas. He's on the CamoSpecs.
Yep.
He said he was going to be applying pretty soon too.
Yeah, they told me I should submit this one because it's. I got to finish the basing on this guy.
Yeah, you should submit that one and the Ares that you did that has the skull on the one half of it. That thing looks sick.
I got it over here. So.
Kind of looks like some Punisher shit. I really like it.
Yeah, he was in the cabinet.
Hey Chad, check this thing out.
What you got, man?
His Ares, his Stone's Lament Ares.
Oh yeah.
Look at that skull that he did. That freehand.
What an absolute maniac! That is truly impressive.
Well, that's why he's called
dude.
Psycho Mike.
No kidding. You gotta want it.
His paintwork is psychotic. Yeah, you gotta be
Well,
hungry.
you gotta
be
want
hungry
it
for it, man.
It's got a twin. Hold on a second.
I don't even want to show my Stones
Aw,
Lament
man.
stuff I did as far as commission. It looks like a kid in a Halloween costume by comparison.
Don't sell yourself short, man. Your stuff is good.
Merely good, not that good.
Got his little brother, the
Your
Truscadian.
stuff is better than good.
There's the
little
back.
brother. Little skull on the back. He's got death eyes on the back of his head.
Sick.
I got
Very
all
cool.
the cracks in the top there. There's the Ares guard dog. This thing did some work at Southern Assault.
Nice. It's the guard dog. The little Irby. Little death Irby.
Cool. Very cool.
Little Torian I'm working on.
Nice. One of my new players for our PvE campaign, he was using a lot of Irbies but because of the point value sink that they are, on the lower end missions, like I'm using, as an Op 4 player, like I'm using stuff to match him, so he can earn his kills and get some PV out of it. But his Urbies were just not pulling their weight, and I'm telling him, like, dude, if you keep Urbie spamming, you're not going to have a good time. They're slow and they die quick.
Yeah.
And
They're-
for the PV,
they're cool.
There's other stuff you could field. I taught him a lesson twice already. He's like, okay. So he finally smartened up and started getting other stuff like the Locust 2C and like a Mongoose. I'm like, there you go. See? There you
I don't know,
go.
man. I'm still partial to them. If you know how to work with them, you can make them do it. Like I used it in conjunction with other things, and they tend to ignore it until it's actually chewing them up, and then it becomes an issue.
Yeah. I mean, he got kills with the Urbies. Like he killed a Flashman with one of them. He killed what's the other guy he killed? He killed a Thunderbolt with the other one. So he had the Suburban mech, the R90.
Yeah, yep, I think it's the R90 or 60 something.
That one put in the work.
Oh, that little Death Herbie I got, he got 3 kills on us all. One of them was on the first turn. Through a headshot critical kill.
Ouch.
Oh yes.
On a Thor.
That's how you motivate the other player to quit.
Somebody will never get over that.
Yeah, they'll never get over that.
There's one this is a point of contention with them. Like everybody likes it, but like the idea for the camo, they're not. It may or may not be there right now, but it'll be on there later.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that you were showing me that you were trying to rework.
Yeah.
I feel like not to I hope you take my critique, but it just looks monotonous because of how close the colors are together in hue and tone.
Well, that's the
like
thing
there's
with this.
Almost no contrast to it.
Well, the thing with this one is the camo description is there's no parade camo. All it is supposed to have is these teal design, and it's any kind of camo, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like.
I think a more like what I would do for something like that is like a more exotic camo, like very sharp contrast lines and like a really
what they want is this cartoon
teal.
camo, you know. That's the kind of what they're going for, but
yeah,
they want the I call it the cartoon delineated camo.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I don't know. I mean, the stuff I paint, I like the real look to it.
You like a more realistic, a more like gritty, realistic tone to it, not like an anime style.
Yeah.
Comic book style like they have on their art.
I paint the old Forge World style, you know. It's mainly close to what I paint to. So.
Yeah. But they want Catalyst anime style.
Well, no, not necessarily. They just want more delineation in the colors, like you were talking about.
Gotcha. More like a separation. More like it catches the eye.
Yeah, this one was a favorite this time. I didn't really have to do much to him.
Yeah, I like that one. The background you had him on and everything, the shots that you took in your light box look really good.
This was a favorite too.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yep, real slick.
This is their absolute favorite.
Yeah, I like it because it's sharp, and then you have the little mini diorama underneath it with like all the detail. That I think is what really sets it apart. The more time you put into stuff, and what's cool is that they gave you credit for that. That you put more time into that one, or at least it looks like you put more time into that one. regardless if you did or you didn't, because it's all about that perception too.
Well,
If
here's
it looks like $1 million, then it is $1 million.
Like these two were painted at the same time, like based and everything. This one's a little lighter.
Yep. Like for me, these magma bases took longer than the mechs have so far, and I'm still not done with them. But this
Really
is
like those bases you're doing.
6 to 7 layers, very thin layers of paint already. You start out with the burnt red, and then you mix a little burnt red with flat red, and then flat red with scarlet with like a light red, then light orange, then a yellow, and then my ice yellow. And then I went up, and then I took the fluorescent paints, the fluorescent red, fluorescent orange, and fluorescent yellow, and I did the same thing over the regular paint. And so this is a combination of glazes of standard and UV paint, just to give it that pop. And then for the volcano, the what do you call it? The cold carbonized whatever, the rock, the obsidian.
The slag.
I used I just used the asphalt / volcanic rock texture paint and some Dalarowny Payne's Gray, because this shit almost has like a bluish tint to it, like a glossy bluish tint, which really makes the black look even blacker, like even darker. So it really works to sell that.
There's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's the I keep forgetting the name. Tianzang, something like that.
Yeah. But this one,
no one can remember all those layout decks.
Well, this is one that they just prototyped it. It's been announced, and then this is, I don't know if it's the CGL one or the Iron Winds one, but I got it from one of the CSO guys. But this one is actual official print, so it's neither one, but it's canon.
Yeah. Yep. It looks like the one that comes in the McCarran Armored Cavalry box.
Mm-hmm.
Because they already have that one in plastic that came out. That comes with the Emperor and the Argus.
That's one of the original prototype prints.
Yep. Very cool.
I got it. And then this group right here, everybody knows these guys. I'm working on a
yes, sir.
The
Somerset.
Yeah, they're at various stages. I haven't gotten to work on these quite a bit. I just kind of got them based in without actually doing any detail on them, really, except for this guy. He's the furthest one along.
Yeah, I'm still working on my Somerset Strike, guys. I haven't even started. I did the Hatamoto, but I did it slightly different.
Yeah.
I didn't put the navy blue applications on it. It's just the desert tan.
Yeah, I'm going. This is the one for my Southern Assault Group, and then there's Franklin Sakamoto.
Guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go do a wind check here. Excuse me for just 1 second.
Yep. Go ahead, sir.
But no, those Somersets I'm gonna consign on the Fortress Miniatures page, so they'll be for sale up there when I get done with them.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing some consignment on the site there. I think this one's gonna go up too, just for cause, to see if anybody wants it. Be a death commando.
A sneaky Leo.
This one will be too. This will be a. This is a legendary Kirita Otomo. God, what's his name? Can't remember right at the top of my head right now.
Yorinaga.
No. Shit. It'll come to me in a minute when we're not talking about it. That's how it goes.
These are my Somerset guys that I haven't started painting yet. I just haven't primed.
Yeah, I got a box. I got stuff over here that's primed, and I've gotten. I got
totes, man. Totes of this shit, and I haven't even started. Just because I keep getting distracted with my 15 mil stuff and my commission work. But like, it's all good, you know. I've got campaigns that are running, and every time like I do a mission and earn a bunch of PV, like I'm painting more shit for the campaign so that I have it ready for the games on Sundays. That also cuts into my commission and my my other projects. So it's a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff. But it's fun. It's good. It keeps you moving.
Yeah, I mean, since I got my little setup over here, I've been actually painting more. It's gonna be Takashi Kirita Battlemaster Otomo. That's what it was. So it's gonna have all that gold filigree. It's another one of those I'm gonna do a lot of like handwork on. So that one's not gonna be cheap. When it sells.
Yeah, that was the one that you were telling me about there.
And then I got some of these guys. There you go. There's some classic throwback.
Yes, sir. Old Culture Born or Black Lantern.
Black Lantern got a Venom.
Yep. Nice.
I'm back,
those
John.
I haven't put together yet.
Old Naga.
Welcome back, sir. How's the wind?
Oh, okay for now. Well, the siren's going off just a little gusty.
You talking about 15 millimeter max? Look at this one. That's the top half of one.
Yep. I might get a king crab done.
This one's not 15. This is I don't know what this would be.
It might be 15. It looks like it's 15.
Oh, and
either 1/100 or just a little bit bigger than 1/100.
Well, the dimension when he's done, it'll be like 11.5 inches tall.
Yeah, what we calculated for 15 mil is the tallest assault mech should be 14 centimeters tall. So whatever the tallest mech in BattleTech is, 14 is the highest we have it clocked at. I forgot which one.
This one's all articulated, so it can move, and there's the hips for it.
Yeah.
I just got to buff it down and fix some defects. So I got it all green stuff, so I can sand it off later. Same right here.
Yeah.
I mean, here's a leg.
Yep. Yes, sir.
There's one of the claws. Get it all situated. It's one of the game's body rips or files.
Yeah, I got that file. Got it a while back.
I've been toying around with this paint. Look at that.
Yes, sir.
That's that. I think we talked about this. Maybe the Musu black paint, blackest paint in the world.
Heard of that stuff?
Yeah, that's right here.
I remember when that was like a big trend. Everybody was just like, the ultra black, the so black you can't even see the edges. It's just like hyper ultra matte black.
And 99.
It's super fragile, isn't it?
Well, it's not. Well, this one's a newer one, so you can actually put it through airbrushes and all kinds of stuff.
Oh wow!
So there's black, and then there's that.
Yeah, you could tell the ultra black stuff. It's like hyper matte. I remember watching a video of like the true ultra black that companies use for like, I don't know, like velvet displays, and it's like the paint is when it hits the object, it stands up almost like little fibers, and like that's what gives it the really like pitch blackness. Like if you put a black velvet thing behind it, you won't see it. You can't see it with the naked eye because of how the fibers optical illusion the object.
Yeah, I was trying it
But
out.
then
on
but it is fragile. But that one is fragile because that one, if you rub it, it'll smooth it out or just rip the little fibers off. So then it just looks like regular matte black paint.
Yep.
But learning about that helped me a lot with like light theory and like how light works on an object. But yeah, like what you were saying about the camo specs standard versus just like a tabletop standard. I think that's a fair assessment. There's a lot of people that they will paint their stuff to like the most maximum level possible, regardless if it's for just tabletop or for gaming or for display. Like they have all their stuff display quality, which is really, I admire that. That's really cool. Like you do what you love, man. You got to do what you love.
Yeah,
Go ahead there, Mike.
We were talking about like how a lot of the guys in camo specs love playing the game too. So like some of them are faster than others. Like Suge paint, he cranks out like one camo spec quality mech a week. It's ridiculous. And he's a pharmacist. He works at Duke University all day, and but some guys like me paint a little slower than that because we got other things going on. So when we go to paint a group of mechs for like screwing around on the weekend or something, I'm not going to put that much effort in if you're just going to play a game with them, you know. You might take them back later and do some touch-ups on them and get them to that standard because it's a process. But like, if you're doing it if I'm doing a commission for somebody, I'll do it today. I'm not going to do a crap job, but like, if I'm doing it for me, it just feels it's more or less how I feel at the time.
Yeah, that's kind of my MO. I'm passionate about my guys being the best looking on the table. I'm convinced that will help them do better. A lot of heartbreak in that strategy, but I like them to look good. At a recent game here, we were playing out a model, one of those customized Centurions. I don't know if I showed you that one or not there, Collector. I had
pop it in. Let me see it.
I have to track it down. I don't know where it's. I've got it packed up in a case. I have to go fish it out. But anyway, and buddy, like, I don't know, buddy dropped it, and it's like the arm popped off. The arm I didn't pin, of course, and he was just ruined, heartbroken. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And he's like, brother, it's out here as a game piece. Like, if I couldn't stand to see it like scuffed and messed up, I wouldn't bring it. Like, please don't feel bad about that.
That's kind of like this one where I painted it and it's pretty good, but I did it to a standard where I could use it in the tournament because it got handled a lot and it's not in bad shape. But I still gotta do some cleanup on them and get them touched up and all that stuff before I decide to submit it. I've talked to them and they want me to submit it for that purpose, just because of all that. But you can see like around the toe, you handle. I mean, it's a chunky thing made of metal, so it's
right. It's not something that is going to stay unscuffed or unchipped for very long if it's being even moderately handled. Especially
just part of
areas.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, some things they're a different monster to use on the tabletop. Some people don't know how to approach them.
Oh, do tell them, man. I've always been interested in them.
Well, one or two.
Oh, my guys kill those big stuff easy. It's because they're easier to hit because they're colossal. So they already have the modifier for being easier to hit.
That's true, but it depends. It is in a way, but like a lot of the people they've never played against one. I mean, if you're smart, you kind of ignore it because if they're going to pay the points to put it on the table, it's not going to be a very highly skilled mech. Because it get to a certain degree and it says, well, that's the funny thing. I put this one on the table and this one on the table, but by the time I got done making him a 2, he was actually worth more points than this guy.
Yeah, the Triskelion is faster.
It's a 3-legged mad cat, is what it is.
Yeah.
But you could, with this guy though, you can actually, if depending on how you're moving them and what they don't know about it, you can actually dictate how they move on the field, and I found that out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Is either they completely avoid it, so if you want them to move a certain way, you know, in the first turn I was watching the guy. He was playing a Merrick unit, and he only moves 4, and I had some other guys, and I kind of moved them as a group, so he had to deal with, if he, instead of just focusing on this, he had to deal with everything else at the same time. I actually got him to shift his whole army to the right side of the board.
That's the
one guy figured out what to do, and he just had a ton. The only reason it worked for him is because he had a ton of VTOL, and he just was combat dropping battle armor on, just dropping them.
Our guys just used a lot of IF and C3 and stuff like that to take down my when I busted out the Colossal. I have the fuck's it called? The Orca. I put out an Orca as a boss battle. Yeah, that thing died after like 3 turns just from saturation of fire because they were just able to. What they did was they just blew up the buildings in between them and the Orca, and then once they had line of sight, they just destroyed the Orca. They blew up the building the Orca was like standing behind, and the Orca was like wide fucking open. So that following turn, the Orca just took every shot from everybody and died. It took like a couple crits.
Well, they
just disabled.
In the 6 games I played over those 2 days, one guy took it down, and it's just because he made it his focus. But the problem he had after that is I was running an Atlas 2, the Triskelion, a Savage Wolf, a Dasher 2, a Valkyrie, some other the little Irby. So like all these other things that could sling a ton of lead were just chewing him to pieces as he was worried about that one monster mech.
Right.
Yeah, the hate sink, as they say. That is a valid strategy.
And then when they ignored he could throw 8 turn. He could throw 8. Alpha strike wise, he was throwing 8 at medium range, 8 short range, 12, and then he could OB for like 3 or 4. So.
Right. Yeah, I try not to overwhelm the new guys who come in, but for the guys that have been playing for a while, like I've fielded shit that just like annihilated them.
Well, it's
been a balance.
It's like a friendly game or a grinder. I'm not going to do that to somebody, but like in a tournament setting, we're throwing dice for a reason. Let's do this. We'll be friendly, but I mean, this is my army.
I mean, this was for our PvE campaign.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean, it's semi-casual, but the stakes are high because when you lose a pilot, if you lose your pilot, and so we have a thing. This was before the Hinterland stuff stole my idea, but we had a pilot rule where it's your whenever a friendly mech dies, you roll a single d6, and on an even, your pilot survives. On an odd, he dies. So if you leveled up I made up my own experience point thing called reputation point, and you earn reputation points per game, any successful mission that you do, and you could use that to upgrade your pilots from skill 4 to skill 3, and then skill 3 to skill 2, and then if that mech dies and the pilot dies, you lose all the RP and time that you took earning that RP. But if he survives, you just rebuy the whatchamacallit. Oh, something happened.
No, I did that. I had to move myself.
You all still with me?
Yeah.
Yep, reading you.
I just turned my cam off because I
Okay.
had to move something.
Yeah, so yeah, you're good. So if your pilot survives, you just buy everything back at skill 8. And skill 8 is kind of what we use as like a pilotless mech. So so whenever you salvage a mech, you get the PV of whatever that mech is at skill 8, just to show that like there's no pilot inside that mech. And it seems to work out pretty well with our calculated PV rewards. And that's been working out for the last 2-3 years that we've been playing that campaign system. I had a random guy a year ago, just out of nowhere. I don't even know who the dude is. It looked like I don't know if it was somebody who is in the Catalyst Facebook group or whatever. But they're like, "Hey, we heard about your BattleCore rules. Can you send me that rule set?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah." I mean, it's not we're not charging any money for it, like you can have it. And it's like, "Thanks." And then a few months later, "Hey, we're putting out hinterlands. Hey, look, and we have a conversion chart for this. Oh, and we do this. Oh, and we have this. We made this up. Look at this." It's like,
Who did that? Who did that?
I don't remember. I'd need to go back and check my Discord.
No credit, nothing, huh?
Well, I don't know if that was. I couldn't tell if it was somebody who played a game locally with us, or if it was somebody from one of the other BattleTech Discords or whatnot. But at least if somebody's gonna use it, hey, it's made by this guy. These guys made it.
Give me a shout out, something. Come on now.
Something. Like they just asked for it, and then they never said anything after that. Like they never reached back out. It was just like, "Hey, we heard you have something useful we could use." It's like, "Okay, here you go. Bye. Thanks. Bye." It's like, "Oh, well, that's rude."
Mm-hmm. A little bit rude.
I mean, glad I was able to help, I suppose.
Back to that conversation about ultra heavy units getting shot off the board. This big tracked boy here is exactly that for Steel Rift. It's an ultra heavy, and their defense mod basically, unless you roll a 6 on a d6, they will take a point of damage for every incoming point of damage. And they've got huge slabs of armor, but it just gets scrubbed away so fast.
Yeah.
It's depressing. Now, the trick is in Steel Rift though, is weapons are all the same type of weapon, but they're class based on the size of unit that carries them. So a light mech's autocannon may only do like 2-3 points of damage, and the same thing on an ultra heavy will do 6 or more. Right. So when an ultra heavy shoots at you, not only do they carry a lot more guns, but each gun is proportionately more powerful, and they can just delete you. So they really do feel like that ill-advised super weapon. Like you're investing a lot into putting them out there, and they can just get obliterated quicker than you think. But man, when they hit you, it is like the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. Like it's just over. There's no coming back from it. So they're fun. They're very swingy, but that's half the fun.
In a lot of like old classic mecha anime and mecha video games, it's a real kind of Japanese mecha franchise trope where you have your grunt mechs, your mechs that do like the majority of the fighting, and then you have something that's like a super mech, or just like an uber mech, or like a giant ultra huge big giant omega mech or something of some kind. Like in Gundam, you have your mobile armors. In like Front Mission, you have your like assault weapon platform, which is just a giant Wanzer mech. in so many other mecha anime, you have something similar to that, where you just take the formula of giant robot and just make it bigger and give it more guns. In BattleTech, what's cool is BattleTech kind of does that too. You know, you have your Behemoth and your Ares, you have your Omega.
Poseidon.
From
Poseidon's in there. Poseidon.
Yeah, Poseidon. Yep. Orca. These are your big boss battles. I did a Rattler 2 battle one time.
Come on.
It was pretty cool with the I used the file. You can find it on Cults 3D. It's like a old school looking Rattler 2. It's got the rotating turret with the big ass Orca missile launchers or Neptune missile launchers, and the big capital ship class like rail guns or whatnot.
Yeah, it's so gnarly.
Yeah, that was an interesting battle too, because I had to do a lot of like GM sort of hand wavium to make it work. But they killed the Rattler pretty quick. It wasn't the Rattler that was the real threat. It was the escorts. You know, it was all the Word of Blake, C3I, you know, celestial mechs and shit that were escorting the Rattler that were the real threat.
The scale of those things, if you turn them to meg scale or big.
Yeah, I used mech scale, and we were playing on a big table, so it fit fine. We had plenty of room for it, and it moved. The movement was only like 4 inches, so the whole mission was just stop the Rattler from moving. Like, they didn't have to kill it completely; they just had to disable all the treads, because all the segments had their own Alpha Strike card essentially, and so as long as you just take out the treads, you know, just leaving the body intact is fine, but because it can't move anyway.
That's a heck of a set piece battle there, fighting the Rattler.
Yeah. I rewarded the players who decided to fight it, because the rules were so wonky, and I pretty much kept throwing shit at them. Like, anytime they would wipe out a lance of enemy Word of Blake, because I just spawned another lance. So it was like it was a meat grinder, you know. I pretty much killed off all of their units, with the exception of their high value, like high skilled guys that they put off the field so they wouldn't lose them. But they still won the match, and then I just awarded them the cost of repairing and buying back all their shit that they lost plus some. So they both made like 200 PV each on top after repairs and fixing and shit.
Nice
And
score.
I gave them a bunch of RP to upgrade their pilots, some other pilots, so they ended up better than they started out. But the battle was still fucking hard, because like they had lost everything. I made them lose everything essentially. So you lose everything, but you gain more than what you lost.
Didn't let him walk away with a Rattler, did you?
All in the name of.
Don't let him salvage that.
No, they fucking, dude, they annihilated the Rattler. They completely destroyed it. They sunk so much fire onto that thing. I mean, there was literally nothing left afterwards. The Rattler almost got a one-shot kill with the capital gun. It's like a +2 or 3 to hit with the capital gun on anything smaller than a size 4, or anything smaller than a size 5. And so shooting at a single mech, and it would just deal like 20 pips of damage on like one unit if it hit, and it barely missed like one of their dudes. I had aimed it right at one of their like commanders.
That would have been a bad day for him.
And, That would have been fucking hilarious if I hit him. Just pop, pop goes the weasel.
I have a saying that when you screw up badly enough, the pain only lasts a split second. That would have been one of those times.
Yeah, no, the Rattler had pretty decent line of sight. Once it got to the middle of the table, it could hit just about everybody that was there. And they knew it was coming too. They're like, oh shit, he's gonna kill my guy, my main dude, my commander. So he was trying to hide his commander behind like a piece of rock, but like there was no hiding behind the rock with this guy. He had partial cover. That +1 also helped. It was like +1, medium range, plus the 3 or whatever for firing a capital weapon at a sub-capital target. So it was like 10s or 11s to hit. And then I missed. I missed with that one shot. Like he was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, relief, like, sweet relief. Yeah, I bet.
If I had hit you with that. If I had hit you with that 11 or that 12, man, that would.
You better be saying your prayers. You better be saying your prayers.
So you modify it.
Just flat 20 damage.
Just modify it and throw a long tom on there to make it a little more. Get the splash damage.
Oh, that's not including the long toms. Like the Rattler still had the long toms. So I had the long toms and the arrows. So the arrow 4s and long toms were firing at them at every turn, which made it even more fun. And then I threw in a Word of Blake Lamb, one of those land air mechs with the stupid high fast TMM and being in land air mech mode. I threw one of those guys with he was like a skill 2 Lamb with like light as a feather special ability and all that other shit. I was throwing all that
cursed.
at them.
That is absolutely cursed.
They still managed to kill it because old boy was using precision rounds. So when you use AC precision rounds, it's like a -2 against anything that's like higher than a TMM3 or TMM2. So he was landing hits on that Lamb. And but I also gave him lucky, so I was making him re-roll the hits. But he kept hitting him. He kept hitting him. So and then once he killed the Lamb, it's like, hey, you killed the Lamb, you got it, you killed him. But the look he was giving me every time I made him re-roll. He had one guy that got flak, but it didn't. He never landed anything with him. It was his.
On Arma doing
what was it?
Okay.
He had something that had like 2 or 3 AC with the special ammo, and those were 3 shots that he had precision ammo on that he was just constantly landing on anything that was faster than TMM2. He was rolling pretty good with those, and he killed the Lamb. Even with all those special abilities, he killed the Lamb. That's why and the bonus was if you kill the Lamb, you get like 5 reputation points for free. So you could skill
for erasing
up a guy
lambs from BattleTech permanently.
Yeah, and giving your pilot of your choice just an automatic boost to from skill 4 to skill 3 at no cost. It's like, there you go. He landed that hit, he gets upgraded. So they were gunning for the Lamb. After they killed the Rattler, they're like, yeah, we're not running away yet. I want to kill that Lamb. It's like, all right.
Buddy
of
mine
did kill like 2 of their guys each.
A buddy of mine that I game with pretty often now. I met at Southern Star a couple of years ago. I'm painting that Urban Mech Land pack for him, but he wants it to look like Superman.
Yes, sir.
There you
Did you paint any progress on him? Any progress on the Superman Lamb, Herbie?
Yeah, I did, and I got all the blue. I got the blue based in. I'm about to block in the reds and all that, but I went back and stopped because I'm going to zenithal highlight some of the spots on it because it's so small. If I try to do that with another brush, it's just going to look weird.
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna do some of it in contrast.
Nice.
If it was a bigger mech, I could do it without the zenithal. I could do it by hand, and it wouldn't be that big a deal. But that one's, it's just got with those wings, like the different, the one that's all stretched out is fine, but the one that's like in mid jump, and then the one that's all folded up, it's kind of weird. It's got a lot of weird cracks and crevices on it.
Yeah, I've seen the model.
That one's gonna be more of a trade. He's got Kelly. He's a cool guy. I love him to death because you never go. He's got like a printing farm under in his garage, and
Yeah.
this dude, like the whole top floor of his house, because he doesn't have any kids. One like whole bedroom is where he paints at, and then the other part of it is just like a giant game room. He's like got bins of just terrain and shit on the walls, and he's always like, "Here, you need some terrain? You need a drop ship?" I got 3 mech scale drop ships from him because he's like, "I printed like 9 of these." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "I don't know. It just seemed fun to do."
Awesome.
And then, but we're doing. He hit me up the other day and he goes, "You looking for any mechs?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm looking for a few. I need some more clan stuff. I'm running out of it." He goes, "Well, when you bring me the Irby, I got some stuff for you." And he's sitting there and listed off because he's got like shells of just mechs that he's primed that he's never gonna paint.
Yeah, I got a buddy like that too. He's an army veteran too. I had him here before. Leoki. He does a lot of our FDM and resin printing, and he has a whole shelf of just 28 mil BattleTech, 15 mil BattleTech. He's got like ships. He's got stuff from like Iron Man. He like printed out an Iron Man mask on FDM. He hasn't painted not even half of the shit that he printed.
Oh, his Kickstarter. He got his Kickstarter in, and it covered his pool table from one end to the other, and it was about 2 foot high all the way across. He had something like 53 force packs. It was stupid. And then like all his stuff is legit. He's got very few prints. Like one side is his BattleTech stuff. He's got a one wall. It's like an old China cabinet. And he's got full of like Warhammer stuff that he said he's never going to use again. He's got, I don't know. It's crazy. If he's not duck hunting or teaching classes at school, he's painting or playing BattleTech.
What a true dude.
Yes, sir. A real dude. A real hobby bro.
A true dude.
He's actually
Got a little.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
He's actually printing. He was looking for a file, and I had 2 of them. I sent them to him. He printed them off, and he gave them to Robert Ash at Fortress. And Bobby said he got enough from them that he's probably going to use them as like a scenario piece at Southern Assault because one of the games he changed out each year. So it's looking like that. He's got enough of them to put them on the table as like an objective.
Nice.
Sweet.
It's like a
a
mech scale crash dropship.
Oh, that will be cool. That will be cool.
Nice.
I got a little panel lining done, not too far on this guy, but I got finally at last. I started the panel lining on him on these track bogies.
Man, that's looking sharp.
The first pass.
It's looking really sharp, man. I like it. It's already looking good, man.
Do you do like a coat lining and then wipe it off, or do you just do the individual lines?
No, I do the individual lines. I have tried everything, like those other techniques, and they just. I'll say I have not mastered them. I just like the look and the control kind of on the finish I get with just painting them in. I'll use occasionally a little glaze medium in with a paint, or sometimes like a thicker wash, like those army painter washes for like a kind of a greasy section. But typically I just paint in the, try to get the color just right and just paint them in. So that's my go-to.
I do it the psychotic way I learned from the CSGO guy. So I'll block in the main color of the mech, do some minor detailing, some like dry brushing, and then I'll gloss coat it. Get the Tamiya panel liner out and some mineral spirits and douse that sucker and then let it fill in and dry out. And then I'll come back with mineral spirits and wipe away what I don't want. And then matte coat that and then do all the detail work, decals, all that shit. And when I get it where I want, then I use the AK Ultra Matte and do the basing.
Right on.
Yes, sir. That's the kind of the standard, one of the standard CSO panel lining methods right there.
Now I will do like you do on some of them if it doesn't quite sit the way I like, or if I'm using a brown to get a different color on a like a brown panel liner on a lighter color mech, I'll go back in by hand and use like a Vallejo effects wash and do it by hand and darken them up.
Yep. I did the gloss and oil wash, black wash for my Word of Blight guys, and that was really quick. That went a lot quicker than it would have if I had done it, little by little by hand. And then you just take the Q-tip with the mineral spirits. But like it works really well for the ironwood metals, like this one right here. If you can see it, Mike.
Yeah.
Unless you're driving.
No, I got it. The Vanquisher.
And then right there,
cool.
I did TBL Hobbies' oil technique with the. I have the Gamblin Royal Purple that I used, the Deoxazine Purple, and there's nothing else other than the purple. I just feathered it with the technique that TBL showed me, and it came out pretty good, like a little mini fade almost. And it was quick. That's the thing, is that I did that faster than I would have had to do it with like acrylic glazing. So there is a method there that I see that guys from Camo Specs, they have these secrets like that to make that to make a fade or a glaze or a gradient so quick that if you were to try to do it with an acrylic paint, it would take you forever. But if you do it with like this shit right here, you take some of this oil paint and you get like a little glass palette, and you get yourself some brushes that you're only exclusively going to use with the oil paints, and you can feather shit and make it look amazing. And then so I haven't implemented oils yet as my main regiment of painting. But if I do, or when I do, I'm going to have to figure out like the pricing cost, because the paint itself is really expensive.
Oil paint?
These oil paints are pretty expensive, man. Like this Williamsburg Egyptian Violet. Like this was like a $45-50 thing of paint. It's great. It's great though. Like you only need like a tiny little drop and some mineral spirits, and you can get some crazy purple gradients with this thing. I was messing with it, and it's really good. It's really cool. I had never painted oil with oils before, so learning new techniques, learning new ways of painting, and integrating it with painting your battle mechs. That's something that's really cool.
Yeah, man. That is, oils are kind of the last frontier for me. I've worked with acrylics, of course, and then the Tamiya, the alcohol-based stuff. But oils are the last frontier for me. Very cool.
I know, B1B Flyer. He would do it. He would use. Oh, you're out of here.
Yeah, man, it is past quitting time for me here. I've got to hammer out a few projects here for my work day tomorrow. But thank you so much for having me on, brother.
Thank you for being on. I appreciate you being on, and God bless you and your family. And be easy. You know, don't work yourself too hard.
That will never happen. So I'll try not to. Man, God bless you and yours. I didn't get much painting done. I was fighting my panel liner color this whole time, and I was mostly watching what you were doing. I was like, I really like these lava bases. Like I was goofing off on the stream here, watching you paint. So then and checking out Mike's stuff there. So, but that is going to do it for me, guys. More to come on this one next time. Hopefully, that will probably be the next time I get to paint it. So, looking forward to it.
Where can we find you? Where can we find you
Dude,
again on YouTube and socials?
Thank you so much. Anywhere you care to search for me, you will find me under the Chad Nabors. Just search for that, look for the little orange hobby blade, and you will find me.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you again, man. I appreciate you.
Guys, man, enjoy. Thanks again for the invite, and man, lots of luck on your commission. You're doing marvelously.
Thank you, sir.
Guys, good night, good luck, Mike. Nice hanging out with you. You guys have a good one.
You too, brother. Mike, you staying on for a little bit more?
Yeah, I can. I got nothing going on. I took the day off tomorrow. I got a VA appointment for my vision tomorrow. So.
Oh shit! Yeah, I just got that done not too long ago. For my eyes are all messed up too.
Yeah, it's just nothing.
All this
regular
painting.
Oh, I know they're gonna want me to go. Hey, you want bifocals? I'm like, nah. I usually don't wear them when I paint, so I'm good. Or I don't wear them when I read.
Yeah, I got my first pair of glasses not that long ago.
No, I've had them since I was in 4th grade.
Oh, nice. I've never had vision issues, and then all of a sudden, after I got out of the Navy, it just hit me.
Just age, man. It's age.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Well, that and probably all the my former alcohol intake and maybe just not eating right. But also, I blinded myself so many times with LED lights and shit that that probably didn't help.
Yeah, staring at the sun with binoculars.
Oh yeah, like they say, like if you stare at the sun, it's good for your eyes. Oh my goodness. Now I watched that movie, My Fellow American, and I told my wife about it, and I'm like, dude, this is more your movie. You would like this. No, I don't like politics. I'm like, it's not. It's not. I swear it's not. This is your shit. He's like, no, I don't care. It's your thing. I'm like, whatever. So I watched it by myself, and I'm like, this is totally a movie my wife would have liked. Because it's so stupid. Like, all the humor is the stupid humor she likes. I'm like, babe, come here. Like, this is funny. No, I don't care. She does that because I like it, she won't watch it. It's not that it isn't good or that she wouldn't like it. No, it's because I recommended it. Because it wasn't her idea, she ain't gonna watch it. But I guarantee you, if she were to watch that fucking movie, she'd be like, oh, this is so funny.
I mean, it's politically satirical, but it's like they go from like one extreme to the other, like throughout that whole movie. Is kind of funny. It's funny that way.
Yes, I know, but it's fair. It's fair. It doesn't just shit on one side; it shits on everybody. Yeah. And that's what makes it great. And in the end, the real impact of this, the part I really liked was when they meet up with that family in the campgrounds, and they steal their fucking car, and then there's a baby in the back, and they go back to pick up the family. And the family is still like, oh, we got these two presidents, and they're being like really charitable to these two asshole politicians, and and then I think they say something really fucked up to the husband, and the wife was like, pull over, you guys need to leave, and but the shit she said is so true. It's so true.
Yeah.
It's like your presidency cost my husband his job, and your president, the other guy, cost us our house because it was too much of a housing thing. I'm like, fuck, this movie is so applicable today. It's not even funny. Like, and the movie wasn't even playing that part as comedy. That it was playing that part pretty straight, and like the two former presidents are staring at each other like, yeah, well, sorry, like, please, like, don't let us, like, just drive us to, like, no, fuck you, get out of my car.
Yeah. But it came back to him later on when they were in the news, and the Wayne dad's like, I'm not ashamed to say it, but I slept with both them guys.
Yes, oh, that part was awesome. I was like, they had to go there. No, what was the other thing? That was the other guy. The other dude said something gay too, and it was fucking hilarious. No, but it was funny. Like when they go to the Pride Parade, and they don't know. The guy helps him out, and like I'm towards at the end of the movie, and I'm seeing the sniper, and I'm like, that motherfucker looks familiar, and then he sees he looks through the scope, and he sees the Pride rings, and he immediately shoots the bad guy, the CIA dude, and at the end when they're like congratulating him, like, hey, thank you for saving our lives. He goes, we've met before. Wink, wink.
Yes.
And then I'm like, oh shit, it was him. It was.
Yeah, he said, he's like, where? He goes, somewhere over the rainbow.
Went over the rainbow, yes, because it was Wizard of Oz themed. Dude, and my wife just watched fucking Wicked. Like, how is it that she wouldn't have liked it, and I'm over here understanding the references?
That's the thing. Like you said, it doesn't just beat up on one side or the other.
It doesn't just beat up on one side. Yeah, it's a comedy. It's supposed to be lighthearted, but it has some interesting morals to it too. It's like
when they were getting smuggled in with the illegals.
The Aunt Jemima lady, fucking
give her the
Miriam or
line.
whatever.
Yeah.
No, that shit was hilarious.
He called her Shamu the Killer Hick.
when yes. No, the Mexican when the Mexican dude gives the Mexican dude the coat.
Yeah.
And he's like speaks Spanish to him, and then the Mexican gives him this shitty little compass. And he's telling the Mexican the other guy has a tiny dick in Spanish. And then when the Mexican dude leaves, he tells him, Yo hablo español. And he's like, oh shit, he understood everything I said.
I speak Spanish fluently, and then he said dickhead in perfect English. Yeah.
He was saying it perfectly, yeah. Oh my god. Oh, that's the one. That's the one at the end. When before the father dude was just like, yeah, I slept with those guys. It's the Mexican dude. He's like, yeah, I broke into this country with them. Oh, but dude, Gangs of New York, that was good. That movie was good, brother. You still with me? I think I'm losing you. You are full on muted now. There's no sound. Oh. Let's see, is the stream still up? Don't tell me I lost my connection here. Oh boy. We may have lost our friend Mike here. Let's see. There he is.
Hello.
All right, you're cloned. Yeah, you. I got doubles of you. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. All right. Yeah, you have two of you in here. Can you hear me? I'm here, he says. Yeah, it looks like you may have either your battery died or something, or microphone. Alright, got that one done. Yeah, if you can hear me, just hit me with a little response. Mic check, mic check. Mic check.
That
Mic
working?
check. Yeah, I hear you. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Anyway, I saw Gangs of New York also.
We good?
Yeah, we good. Do you hear me?
I think we're good.
I can hear you.
You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
Yeah, I got full bars, and I can hear like every other word, man.
Okay, I can hear you just fine.
I can. There you go.
Let's see.
Easy, man. There you go.
Yeah, it could just be like an internet glitch or something.
Yeah, it could be. It happens.
No, I was just saying. I saw Gangs of New York also, that movie.
Yeah. That one's.
That
Ooh,
one
that
was
was good. That was long, but it's.
crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy, bro. That was like the perfect St. Patty's Day movie right there.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that, but yeah, you're right.
I was watching that and I'm like, man, this is like deep. That's some deep shit. A lot of cultural stuff, a lot of again, stuff that could be applicable today. You know, like a lot of Irish Americans, not just Irish Americans, but just all kinds of Americans, man. All your white Europeans and your Spaniards and French and even the Hispanics, you know, coming over here.
Gave you like a rough idea of like different people's points of view or different ways of things going on back then.
Yeah, and it's not like a rosy tint glasses of like, oh, you know, oh, every immigrant is this nice, beautiful person. It's like, no, like everyone's out there to survive, and you know, you've got people on all sides that are, you know, pro or against, and it's always been that way. It's always been that way, ever since the beginning. You know, people act like it's a new thing. It's not. This is just the American way. What was cool, because I never seen that movie, was how they depicted the natives, you know, the native Irish, the people that were born here, and they feel like this patriotism to the state, but there's still, you know, all kinds of them. You know, there's like all kinds of people that are like that, whether you're, you know, a good or bad or in between or opportunistic or savage, and then you've got the people that immigrate who are the new Americans, who are also, you know, all kinds of people. You got the goods and the bads, and the, you know, the nuance was there. And the feud of the movie is a blood feud between the gangs. It has nothing to do with like politics. It's more to do with personal vendettas and the drama of the you know, blood, eye for an eye, and you know, it's really symbolic of how the guy has a missing eye.
Yeah.
And he tells him that his father was the one that gave him that. It's like an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. You know, if you take everyone's eyes out, the shit is biblical, man. I like that scene towards the end, just before the big ass battle, when all three of these like characters are praying,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all praying in their own way. But it's funny how what are they, the Shawshires or whatever, the rich elitist dude is like praying about like love and compassion, but the two Irish dudes, the fucking Leonardo's character and the other guy are like, Christ is God is a vengeful, justice God, a warrior God. I was like, hell yes, man. Like, there's a difference between like the new world and the old world mentality. Lots of differences between like Old Testament and New Testament, and there's so much there that I'm like, I don't know why I haven't watched this movie before, because it's such a good movie. Could probably talk about this movie for hours if we wanted to.
It's got a lot of people in that movie too. Just people.
I know.
I mean,
What's
just
her
even,
face? Cameron Diaz.
Yeah,
she was hot in that movie, man. I'm telling
even
you.
some of like the peripheral characters, you've seen them in a bunch of other things, even if you don't remember who they are.
The dude that you were saying from Harry Potter, the dude that plays the.
Oh, the guy they voted for sheriff, dude,
Yeah.
just beat people to death with that big ass club of his.
Every notch, dude. How he gets his comeuppance, I was like, bro, that's such a shitty way to go. But it was like, it's believable. It was realistic.
He was a cool character, and then god,
we got my favorite benefactor here, Mr. Terrapond. Gangs of New York is the only DiCaprio movie I actively enjoy.
I don't know. When he got eaten by that bear in Revenant, that was pretty dope.
Yeah. Revenant was great. I mean, I guess it kind of goes a little too over the top with like him coming back as a vengeful spirit, almost.
Well,
that going for that motif.
Well, that one's loosely based on a real guy, so they kind of went with the story, the basis of the story of that guy is real.
The mythos, the mythos of the guy.
They went with the more like grandiose tale of that guy than the actual. I mean, the real tale's there, but they went with the more expanded kind of.
It was a good movie. I liked the movie.
Tom Hardy in it too.
Yeah, he's a good character, a good actor too. I like a lot of his work.
I don't know, man. I'm not like the biggest DiCaprio fan. He's got his moments here and there, like the dude he played in Django. Oh god, man, you just wanted to hate that.
That's the other one. That's the other one I liked. Yeah, he did a good job with that one. That was the first time I've seen a DiCaprio movie where I really didn't like DiCaprio. Like, not him as a person, but the character he was playing. He really sold that character.
Like, you just wanted to shoot that guy.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to shoot DiCaprio right now. Yeah. It's like, bro. I think DiCaprio enjoyed that role a little more than I don't know. Actually, I couldn't tell if he was acting or if he was just playing who he really is in real life.
No, there was a thing I watch, because I watch stuff like this all the time. Like, I like watching interviews with people because I like to see how people become who they are, kind of thing. That's what I do when I'm work.
Yeah,
that's why I watch Rogan and a bunch of other different podcasts in the same vein. But they was talking to Jamie Foxx, and they were talking about that movie, and he approached Jamie Foxx, and I saw it from two different points. Jamie Foxx said, or he approached him and said that he was uncomfortable saying certain things in there, like it's just not who he is, kind of thing. And he goes, look at it. He goes, look at it like this, man. We're making a movie, and if you don't do it, it's not believable because this is how people were. He goes, I'm not a person to you. I'm property, so treat me like that. And apparently he's kind of method. So like the rest of the shoot there, like the next, he's like, okay, I got you, And he said the next day he came on set and he's like, hey, what's up, Leo? He didn't walk past him, didn't say nothing. Hey, man, how you doing? Just walked past him. He's like, oh, shit, he's taking it seriously.
Yeah,
like,
he played the role. He really got into the method. Yeah.
And then Sam Jackson had another when he was oh god, I can't remember who he was talking to, but he was talking about that movie about he said he didn't really he asked him what he thought about Tarantino writing something like that, and he goes, what about it? He said the only one that had a problem with it was DiCaprio, and he said he came up to me and he said he was talking about dropping the M-bomb as much as he had to in that movie, and he said, "Look, man, it's just a word." He goes, "I know who you are. People know who you are. You're playing a part. Just say it. It's not that big a deal. You're not hurting my feelings. You're not hurting his feelings. It's the job you were
I mean,
paid to
I
do."
can imagine how difficult it would be because it's not just about you and the role and whatnot. It's the media and how they'll spin it, and social media and fans. Because you're gonna have fans they're not gonna like it. They're gonna be like, well, I don't care that you thought it was a good idea for you to do that role. I don't think it's a good idea. So
Well,
maybe he was thinking more about like the fans, about who his fans might get offended. And I know a lot of like actors, they really do care a lot about what their fans think about them. So
yeah, that's true. But like, if they were a fan of that actor, like I'm a fan of certain actors, and I know they're actors. Like, if they're playing a part, they're playing a part. It may not be who they are. You know what I mean?
yeah, but people are not that mature. You know this.
True.
People are not as mature as that as we'd hope people are.
The funniest person I ever heard talk about that is when I don't know if you watch Joe Rogan. I do sometimes, depending on who's on it. I don't watch everything he does.
Yeah, I watch.
Did you see when
I
he
was watching him before it was cool to watch him? Say again?
Where Robert Downey Jr. was on there talking about Tropic Thunder.
Yes, I saw that one. Yes.
He's like, you could do it today, but
did you see the interview he did? Forgot the name of the interviewer. It's some stupid idiot Indian dude who like started bringing up Robert Downey Jr.'s drug addiction and his abusive father, and Robert like warned him. He's like, "What are you doing, dude?" And the guy kept pressing, and then he just walked off the set. He just left the motherfucker hanging. Like, not on Joe Rogan. It was on a different guy.
No, I've seen little clips of people just treating those guys like shit. Like the one actor that tried to ask Tom Hardy if he was straight or not. And he goes, "What are you talking about? What does that got to do with anything?" He's like,
right.
I mean,
there's it's stupid. It's stupid when like you get these shock or like not shock, but like scandal.
They just try to stir shit up.
Yeah, they're just shit stirs. It's like fuck off, Let's see. Sarapon says it was interesting seeing the situation between Daniel Day-Lewis and DiCaprio, where they opposed each other violently, but at the same time they had a degree of respect for one another in Gangs of New York. He's talking about.
Yeah, because he told him to. What, buddy?
Season 4 is coming up on Stranger Things.
Yeah, he's gonna watch it. Start watching it tomorrow. Thank you, son. That was my little boy. Yeah, at the end, after he beat the shit out of him, left him in the street, he could have killed him, and he's like, "No, give him some time to grow up," I do like that part of him. He was like, I guess he felt like in the movie he didn't have anybody that was good enough to oppose him. He was going to see if he was going to be the guy.
That's what I detected. Like, it was that one scene when they're doing the celebration, and DiCaprio saves the fucker's life from some assassin, and then he hates himself for it.
Because it killed another
Daniel Day-Lewis is like, yeah, and Daniel Day-Lewis is like, I never had a son. And that just like fucks with DiCaprio's character's head. It's like, damn, I want to kill this dude, but he said I'm like his son. I just saved his life, but I fucking hate this dude because he killed my dad, and I've been having this anger since like the last 14 years. It's like, damn. And at the end battle, that shit was so epic. I'm like, this is some high quality cinema right here, man. Like, you got the ships of the line shooting into the New York, and you got the New York riots, and you got these fucking people opposing the draft, and it's intermixing with the Gangs of New York theme story too. Like, it's all happening concurrently, so the world seems bigger than just the small story of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking what's her face? Cameron Diaz, she gets like her ass beat by like 8 people.
Oh yeah,
just knocked her the fuck out. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, it was brutal.
half those guys ended up getting killed just from the cannon fire.
Yeah, and you see the dudes fly out in the air like when the cannon hits and all this rock and shit. I'm like, practical effects, man. You can't sell that. You can't sell that any better than that. That battle, the final battle, the fog of war battle, and the Daniel Day-Lewis character, he's like running between the fog and like slashing at DiCaprio. It almost reminded me of like some anime shit. I'm like, I'm watching anime right now. Like, this is straight up some anime shit.
Yeah, dude, he's a hardcore actor, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, he's a good actor too. A lot of good movies.
I think he retired. I think he finally I can't say that he retired because he said he retired and came out of retirement to do a movie, and then he goes back into retirement. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, you know, these guys.
He's method like Joaquin Phoenix.
He's another method actor like Joaquin, yeah, just like that. Method actors, or like Christian Bale, or like
that guy's a psychopath. He's fun to watch, but yeah,
he played a psychopath. I don't know if he's really a psychopath. I think he's just he's a good shit stirrer. He likes to stir the pot in Hollywood.
Yeah, apparently, he's like one of the more down to earth guys. He's like more frugal because he's been driving the same shitty Toyota pickup truck for like 10 years.
Yeah. Well, him and like Keanu Reeves seem to have like a similar real life.
Yeah, they don't
go on the limelight. They don't like all the publicity bullshit. They stay away from the drama.
Yeah, they do their job and kind of do their. We're going on tour to promote it, and then after that, I'm gonna disappear for a while because I'm gonna come back being anorexic, and then.
Yeah, dude. The way Christian Bale did that. What was that movie where he played the skinny dude that was like drug addict dude? It was like a documentary.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about because I can see him. Yeah, he goes from looking like that, and then when you do look at Vice when he played Dick Cheney.
He played Dick Cheney, he was a big fat dude.
Yeah.
How did he fucking do that? Like they said, he got so fat that they had to check his heart. His heart was like skipping beats because of how bad his health was.
Oh yeah, because he was pounding food that he shouldn't be. I mean, you can get fat over time and kind of be okay, but if you're doing it all at once, that's not good.
All at once like that, yeah, because it's just all cholesterol and shit. It's just all bad fat. But you're able to lose it quick too when you put on pounds like that quick. You're able to lose it quicker because it's still like new fat in your body. But it was fucking up his health. It was like it gave him sleep apnea or something. He had like sleep apnea. He had to sleep with a CPAP and shit. But, but then he worked out and got fit for Dark Knight, and he got in really good shape for that one.
Well, that and he did Thor: Love and Thunder and played the God Butcher, and he looked fucking scrawny as hell again.
Still haven't seen that movie. I might catch it. I'm burnt out with anything Disney related. I just can't do it.
That one, you know what? As far as like, just it could be a standalone movie and be perfectly fine. I didn't really mind that one so much.
I heard it wasn't bad. I heard it wasn't horrible.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't really woke or anything like that. It actually had characters in it that were actually like legit.
You know me. You know me.
Yeah, I know. But I'd say that one's worth watching, giving it a watch.
I'll watch it. I'll plan a thing with my wife because she likes watching that shit. So I'll plan a thing with my wife and we'll sit down. We'll have popcorn and enjoy the time. I mostly watch those movies with her, mostly just to watch her having a good time. Like I don't really care about the movie if I'm watching a movie like that.
The best Marvel things that I've seen that they put out. I mean, part of it wasn't even theirs. It was the ones they got from Netflix. Was when they did Punisher and Daredevil.
Punisher and Daredevil were good. Those were good. I liked Punisher. I liked them. I liked both of those. They're not bad.
They were about the only two they kept from that group to use on this side, and that Punisher Daredevil Born Again just came out, and it's apparently as good as the other parts from what I hear. Because me and my wife,
I haven't seen Born Again yet. I have to take the time to actually watch it.
I haven't watched it yet either.
I didn't finish the first season, so I have to finish the first season if I'm going to watch the second season.
Oh, Daredevil?
Yeah, I only watched Punisher. I didn't watch all of the I only saw like 1 or 2 episodes of the first Daredevil. I thought it was good.
Well,
It wasn't bad.
oh man, you watched it out of order then, because Punisher shows up in the 2nd or 3rd season of Daredevil. That's where he shows up.
Oh,
He's like
yeah.
the main.
I watched it out of order then. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the main, like more part of the main focus of like one whole season.
I don't care about missing out anymore on that stuff. To be honest, like I'll watch the character I like, and if I don't like a character, I just won't give a shit. But Daredevil's
Yeah.
cool. I never hated the Daredevil character. He was in No Way Home. He was on the
Mhm.
Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
I like that scene. That scene was pretty funny.
I've seen the little cameo for that one. That's one I haven't watched yet myself.
That was a good movie. It was a really good movie. Probably the best Spider-Man movie that came out in the new Marvel universe was No Way Home, with all the cameos of all the older Spider-Man. Yeah, I was like, this is beautiful. Like I want more of this. And then Deadpool comes out and does this pretty much the same thing.
That one was like,
I loved that movie. I fucking love that movie, bro. Like I was giving up all Marvel anything and all Disney, but then that came out and just Ryan Reynolds playing himself talking shit about Disney. I was like, I'm all in. I'm watching this. This is amazing.
oh, he said
my wife got me oh my god, I'm gonna show it to you. She got me the little, where's the fucking thing? You know the dog?
A dog pool.
Yeah, the little dog pool with the big old tongue.
Yeah,
with the big giant tongue. Look at what my wife got me. Look at what she got me.
Nice. That one was good. That one was funny. It was very fan service, but it was good. It was done well.
Nothing wrong with fan service. That's all Marvel is to me now. It's all, if it's not good fan service, I don't even want to watch it. I just want to be serviced. Just service me.
I like the shots they were throwing at some of the other ones, like when they had Blade on there. He's like, there's only ever going to be one Blade. Like, apparently, because they're never making the other one.
Yeah. Oh, when Channing Tatum playing fucking Gambit. Channing Tatum fucking with a fake, like a really fake French accent.
Oh, the Creole accent? Yeah. I mean, I liked it. I mean, it was one of those things that I think they should have done for him a long time ago.
Yeah, if he had played Gambit.
Like, he was actually born in a town that's not too far from where I grew up. He was born in Coleman, Alabama. And I grew up part of my life in Enterprise, and it's a little bit of a drive, but it's not that far.
Roll Tide? Do you do the Roll Tide thing?
No, but my wife and her whole family do. My grandfather and I grew up my other half of my life in Florida, so we were all Florida State fans.
Oh, gotcha.
So I mean, they're not the worst team, they're not the best team, they're a team. They have good years and bad years.
Yeah. I'm not a sports person, but I understand some of the references. A lot of people in the Navy, they would watch the sports games every year, and everyone would wear their jerseys at work and shit. So if you had your sport team, you didn't even have to wear a uniform that day. You could wear the jersey.
I remember I was deployed during it was the Patriots and Seahawks Super Bowl. We stayed up all kind of crazy hours to watch that game. I mean, you got a whole lot of entertainment when you're deployed. So when you find it, you make do, even if it's not your thing.
Oh yeah, you make time.
Yeah. Oh, this is different. I'm gonna do this.
Pretty much what I did too. Yeah, like I tried to get into it a little bit. We'll watch the football games. I'd get some extra time at the smoke pit. You know,
I had
people would
plenty.
understand.
My deployment was being an MP was it was. I mean, it was just like everybody else's, but I had extra duties. Like I had PSD details I had to do, courier orders and stuff like that. But like
Yeah,
when I wasn't doing that kind of stuff, I had like hours and days of downtime just waiting.
I didn't have that. My whole job was 6 on, 6 off, 24/7, just every day. We didn't have off days on deployment.
We didn't really have off days.
Months,
It was just days when we were
months and months. It was just months of work, like months and months of nonstop shit. Like the only time we'd get a break was whenever we'd hit a port and we'd get like the 1 or 2 days off at port, and then back to the grind of just another month and 2 of nonstop work. Just 6 on, 6 off, 8 on, 8 on, 8 off, or like 8 on, 12 off, and they'd fuck it around, and then we would rotate. And so sometimes you'd be on the days, and sometimes you'd be on the nights. And then on top of your watch, which was the main job, you had extra shit to do. So you had working parties and cleaners and all this other shit. I'm glad it's over. There's really not much I miss about the military. I got what I wanted out of it, and I'm glad it's over.
I had my day. I mean, we had different experiences, but I had my days where there's days where I'm like, man, I'd much rather be doing that than the shit I'm doing, or depending on circumstance.
Yeah.
Or if I'm like reading these cases, I'm like, yep, I remember that, and it puts me to mind and shit, and you start remembering things, just like, oh, that was good. I remember that. Yeah. I had more good times than bad times, but I had to look at it that way because of the nature of my job. Because when I actually had to do my job, it was usually on somebody else's bad day.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's usually when they called us, something not good happened.
Yeah, you would want stuff to not be happening. Well, we are past the 2 hours. I think I'm gonna call it. Did you have any plugs for websites or places people can find you or your work, or if you do commissions or anything like that you wanted to share?
I am doing commissions, so they can DM me. You probably can get me on Instagram at PK Mike. I got stuff I'm posting there slowly, and then I'm doing collabs with CSO Suge here and there.
Sweet.
But yeah, if they want to DM me about getting commissions or just wanting to jabber, because I'm usually in Discord on different channels depending on the night. We've been on Friday night. We'll get on the CSO Discord with those guys and paint and talk, and people are welcome to pop in and out and ask questions and stuff like that. And then I got my own personal one that I talk to anybody at any time on. So
hell yeah, brother! Yeah. It's always a good time in there too. I like chilling, hanging out. So I'll probably put that Discord link out there if you allow me to. I'll if you give me permission, I'll put you out
fine.
there that people can find
then,
you. Just be careful because some of the people that follow me they're a little crazy. So, so just fair warning.
If I don't like it, I could just boot them, right?
True. Yeah, you are the man of the house.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I ain't got a problem with that. Like I said, I'm gonna start taking more commissions here as soon as I get these done. I'm only gonna take a couple every couple months because I don't want to give them a crap product or overwhelm myself because I do have to live a life.
Yes, sir. That is true. Well, that is everything. That is all for tonight. Thank you, anybody who's watching, everybody who's watching. God bless. Stay safe. Keep painting minis. Don't give up on it. You got plenty of people out here that'll help you out. Like Mike, like Chad, like me, like others. CSO, we're all out here helping out and always happy to help. So, God bless and have a good night.